a sniper in their natural habitat. Oh, what is this? A scout running around with a silly baseball bat. Uh-oh, this smells like trouble for the sniper.
Hey, get on the cat! Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Hop it.
Well, the Sandman, one of Scout's most interesting weapons. At that, it lets him pretend to be a little baseball star that he's always wanted to be. But why would you want to bring a baseball bat and ball into a warfare with guns? As the age-old saying goes, don't bring a baseball bat to a gunfight. But Scout doesn't care about the rules. And likes to throw balls at people.
Oh, there's my ball!
But before we can talk about the weapon stats, let's go over a little bit of the history of the Sandman. The Sandman was first introduced on February 24th, 2009, the Scout update, which added the Sandman. Its weapon stats were completely different. I'm not even going to get into them because they were kind of busted, but what I will say is that it used to stun players, and people loved the heck out of the Sandman stun and cleaver combo. It was running rampant, so Valve decided to fix it. So they got rid of it and made the Sandman into the weapon it's known for today. So let's get right into that. So, basically, the Sandman works functionally identical to the stock melee on Scout, whereas it swings fast and deals 35 damage per swing. But it has the added benefit of being able to hit a ball at your opponents, giving this melee weapon a ranged capability. Oh yeah, right. The obligatory red text on a weapon. Well, without it, it wouldn't have a downside. So, this downside, minus 15 health. You're making a squishy class already squishier. And is there that much of a reward to give Scout a baseball to really justify this minus 15 health? Let's go find out in how this weapon works. So, let's talk about how much the damage the ball does when you fling it. So, on a normal hit, it'll do 15 damage, but on a critical hit, it'll do 45. Yeah, the damage numbers are rather underwhelming. It's minuscule damage, but what it's supposed to do is give enemies slow. Now, you're not going to see this because this is a TR walkway and the bots aren't going to actually slow, but this is actually realistic because normal players are players that know about the Sandman slow. All you have to do is hold your movement forward and sideways. You negate the slow. So the slow is useless, but there is one application in which the slow is actually useful for. Stopping Demoman charges. Yep, that's it. That is literally it. There's no other use with the slow. It's useless. You're a fast class. You move fast. So what's the point of the slow? Nothing. You get nothing with this weapon. I actually said it was kind of good. No, it's not. However, there is one secret little technique with this weapon. You can force crits with the ball. Now, I'm not going to take ownership of finding this tech. I found it in Great Blue's video about the Sandman. But basically, if you get a crit ball on your first ball throw, or second one in this case, but if you get a crit ball, all you gotta do for your next attack, just make sure to swing before you throw the ball, then it's guaranteed to be a crit. Yep, it is that simple. Now, what are the benefits of having a crit ball? You're guaranteed to do 45 damage at a radius, so that's alright. It makes it decent. You can play more mid-range with it. Let's quickly go over some notable weapon combinations. Before we get into the next thing, I just want to say we're almost at 200 subscribers, so if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe, and that's all I'm going to say. Alright, let's get into the weapon synergies. Alright, let's talk about the one I've been talking about for a while, the shortstop. This allows you to play a little more mid-range. I say it's alright. Personally, I'm not too good at the shortstop, but in theory, it could be alright. Another weapon that you can use with the Sandman to fully utilize its capabilities. The other weapons that you can use, the pistols, they'll be alright. Like I said, you can play more mid-range. Now, of course, you can always use the Force of Nature, which you'll already be in front of someone, so you can hit the ball on them a lot easier. Or you could slow them down so you can get your Force of Nature 2-hit combo on them a lot more reliably. Other than that, there's not many other weapon synergies that really stand out because this weapon is a load of garbage. Or, you know, you can just stick with stock weapons because that has pretty good synergy. Pistol, scattergun, it's reliable. Okay, so we already established that objectively speaking, this weapon is in a sort of bad state. Now, is it any fun to use this bad weapon? Yes, but using the Sandman's hidden tech and just the idea of hitting someone with the ball, it's fun. It's satisfying landing your hits, and when you get melee kills with it, it feels a lot more fun than if you just spam the stock bat. And let's not forget the taunt kill. The taunt kill is loads of fun to do. I don't have any footage of it, but it is a lot of fun to do when you pull it off. So, how can we fix this weapon? Personally, I would give it a little bit of a rebalance. Just get rid of the slow. Make it so it can't random crit, and make it so the ball, depending on the distance away from the enemy you are, it'll do more damage. Let's say we cap it out at 100 damage. And remember, you can't force crit it. And you can't get any crits on it. No random crits. So the only way it would crit is through a crit screen. And even if that's too powerful, we can just say that it cannot be crit. It would normally, whenever it crit, just do normal damage or mini crit or something. But this would incentivize you to use this as a mid-ranged option, which gives shortstop scout users another mid-range weapon to use other than like a rap assassin or a pistol, or other than the candy cane. And I think it'd be a lot more fun and a lot more in line of baseball. I mean, the goal of baseball is hitting that ball as far as you can without getting it out, so giving it much more of a punch, a hard-hitting hit, would separate it from the rap assassin and separate it from the cleaver. But if you have any sort of ideas / suggestions with these balance changes, be sure to let me know. Or we can just go completely off the walls and get rid of the baseball attack entirely. What if the Sandman could reflect any projectile with its alt fire? Give it that same delay. You can even make it even more. But let's say you can alt fire to reflect a soldier rocket back at them. I mean, think about it. Scout doing a reflect on a soldier with the baseball bat? I mean, it sort of makes sense, right? You know, baseball, hit their thing. You could play baseball with demo men, with their stickies and pipes, launch it back at them. Like, yes, you know, it's like playing a closeted pyro, but it's fun. And on Scout, this could save you when you're using the, you know, soda popper. You want to keep that hype. So, you know, give it a little bit of a holster delay so you can't just like instant toggle to it and reflect. You have to actually think about it. Yeah, this one would be kind of unbalanced. I don't have stats for it. It'd just be kind of funny, so. And if you want to learn about another weapon, be sure to watch my video on the Pain Train. I'll highlight everything about the Pain Train. So go ahead, give it a watch. Over and out.